roll call, please, Mary.
Yes, all 5 selectmen are present, and I think that's it.
Town council.
Town council's
Council's
here.
here.
Hi,
Hello.
Rich. I see you. Sorry.
All right, Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Alan.
Everybody, I pledge of allegiance
Pledge allegiance
to the flag
Flag.
of the United States of
States of
America
America.
and to the republic for which it stands,
Stands
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
liberty
and
and
justice for all. Thank you very much. Next up is announcements, and Alan.
I was going to do a whole presentation what's going on in the world right now, but I think I'll let it go for another week to see how this all settles out. It is discouraging to see, what's happening in the world right now. We have people that are legitimately protesting, but at the same time, we have agitators in the crowds causing problems. We have a police that are going out every day not knowing if they're going to come home at night because of what's going on. And it's a very tough situation in this world right now. This country is going through an awful lot of stress, and this has been going on for a long time, and I'm hopefully that we'll stop just having rhetoric and it dies out, but actually have some change. And probably next week I'll speak about the change. Thank you.
All right, Jim.
I'm all set. I'll catch it later.
Okay, Mary,
Nope.
Peter.
Yeah, it's just one thing. Onset next week has their fire and water district has its annual meeting. That will be on Monday, June 8th at 7:30 p.m. At the VFW. They're asking voters to arrive early so that they can get people seated properly, socially distanced, and so forth. The district election is going to be held at the Onset VFW the next day, June 9th, from 4 until 8 p.m. And I understand that you can request absentee ballots right up, or early ballots, or whatever you want to call them, right up until the day before the election. So again, their meeting is 7:30 on the 8th, and their election is from 4 till 8 p.m. on the 9th.
Thank you, Peter.
Okay. So as you know, we have an election coming up next Tuesday. And for everybody's, just so everybody knows, there's a bunch of things. I got the information today from the clerk. I asked her if she wanted to come on. She said, no, you can handle it. So I'm going to handle it. So here's the deal. There'll be antibacterial wipes there, and some microfiber cloths that they're going to wipe down voting machines and so on. Hand sanitizer pumps and containers with 75% alcohol. Masks and gloves will be worn by the election workers. There'll be about 50 extra masks at least at each voting place for voters who forget to bring theirs, because all voters and electoral workers must wear masks inside the precinct. That's a Board of Health regulation, and it's a requirement. You come in, you got to have a mask, or they're not going to allow you in the building. Voter pens. You'll get a pen when you go in. You'll get a pen to fill out your ballot, and you'll take it with you when you leave. They don't want you to put the pen back. They want you to fill it in and then take the pen out of the polling place with you. A set of instructions and so on will be handy. Before entering the precinct, voters will be required to wear their mask, and if they do not, obviously they won't be allowed in. Only 4 voters will be allowed in the polling place at a time, and they must remain 6 feet apart while waiting in the checkout lines. Let's see, what else does it say? Voters will give name, address to the check-in, and receive his or her ballot and a pen. When they check out, obviously they're going to take the pen with them, and each booth will be sanitized when each voter is finished. So they will sanitize each booth as each voter comes out of it. So it looks like they got a pretty good setup. Now, she said that they were allowing them to have shot voting, but with only 4 people allowed in the polling place, she's thinking that she's going to have the whole time. So it's going to go, the whole 8 to 8 thing. She's not going to shut it down early. So you can expect that. I know she said she has about 400 early votes or votes, and there are absentee ballots still available. if you need an absentee ballot. And there's a difference between an early vote and an absentee ballot, because some votes you can change and some you can't. And I don't remember which one exactly it is. But you could, in other words, if you had voted by an absentee ballot and then you show up, you can actually change that and vote whatever you're going to vote, because those don't get run through the machine until after the voting's done. So I guess that's the deal. But the early voting, of course, you're done. Whatever you did, you're done. But we didn't have early voting, so that's probably not going to be an issue. But that's the deal. The other thing is, I wanted to just talk to you guys. You know, we got a letter. Did anybody read the letter from Makepeace?
Yes.
didn't see
So I do have one issue with the letter. I just want you to know, for everybody's edification, they did say that they did take some of the material out of town to another property owned by them. And I'm not so sure that our bylaw allows them to take it to another property allowed by them. I think even if it leaves town at all is a problem. So I'm going to have to talk to them about that, because I'm pretty sure you can't. The whole point is to keep it within the town border. If you take it out of town, it doesn't matter whether you own another property or not. It doesn't matter. So we're going to have some conversation relevant to that, I believe. Rich, is that so?
I'll have to review it. You know, the usual thing that you look at is whether it's agricultural use or not, rather than the actual destination of the material. But I'll look at the bylaw in light of this.
Would you give it a little look and make sure before we have that conversation?
Will do.
All right. So anyway, so at least they responded, and we have their answer. So for everybody's edification. All right. Next up is.
Patrick,
Go ahead.
can I interrupt
Yeah,
you
go
for a
ahead, Jim.
second? I saw the letter you sent out. I have not seen the letter that we got in reply.
Well, it was in your stuff the other day. The office sent it out. It was in our mail.
I mean, our mail that we put in a box, or the mail that we get?
No, she sends out the mail to you. She sent out
Okay,
a.
I'll check again. I might have.
It's in your mail. It's in your mail. It's in your. What's her name? Cassandra didn't send it out. What's
I'll
her name
check.
did? Okay.
Probably overlooked it. I just, and do you
Okay.
think we should have discussion regarding this in executive session?
Well, you know, I'm not sure there's a lawsuit involved here, but let's see what Rich comes up with. How about that? And then we'll go from there.
Well, yeah, yeah, that's fine.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's go. Next up is citizens' comments. I will not do that. Let's do board comments. Alan, you start.
I'll have tomorrow a MMA meeting on town meeting and town elections to see if there's any changes from the governor and lieutenant governor's point of view of anything changing. I'll report to everybody tomorrow after that meeting is done. Finance committee continuing to meet, just going over articles, except there's nothing much happening there. And the boards are starting to all function together, you know, and do Zoom voting. It seems to be working well, and that's about it.
Okay, Jim?
I was just, I'll cover it in another part of the meeting.
Okay. Mary?
No.
Peter?
Nope.
All right, then let's move on. Appointments, reappointments, and interviews. Old Colony Elder Services Board of Directors, appointment of Missy Desark.
Okay, I move that we approve Misty Deesick's application for the Old Colony Elderly Services Board of Directors for a term to expire no later than June 30th, 2021.
Okay, motion made by Mary, seconded by Alan, actually was ahead of you.
Sorry.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. Alan,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Patrick, yes. Okay, so it's 5-0-0. Road commissioners.
I move that we approve Howard Smith as a member to the Road Commissioners Board for a term to expire no later than June 30th, 2022.
Second.
Motion made by Mary, seconded by Peter. Roll call. Alan,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Patrick, yes. Okay, next up.
Next up, I move that we approve James Mcdonnell as a member to the Board of Road Commissioners for a term to expire no later than June 30th, 2022.
Okay,
Second.
second, it was Alan. Any discussion?
Quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is his name like James John, or is it John?
John,
John, I think.
So we need to change that, unless it just goes by John. So we should look into that. I don't have a problem with the person. But-
Okay, we'll check it, Peter. We'll check it. All right, roll call, Alan,
yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Patrick, yes. Okay, next up, Board of Health appointment.
I move that we approve Amy Vigant for the Board of Health for a term to expire no later than June 30th, 2023.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Alan. Any discussion? Roll call, Alan,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Patrick, yes. Okay, it's unanimous, 500. Historical Commission,
I move that we approve Pam Foley to the Historical Commission for a term to expire no later than June 30th, 2023.
okay, motion made by Mary, seconded by Alan. Roll call, Alan,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Patrick, it's unanimous. Okay, COVID update, he's not here tonight, so we're not gonna get an update. Approval on the bond sale.
Wait a minute.
Did everybody get this in their, did everybody get this? The bonds, the different bonds that we're gonna be proving tonight?
Yes.
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 See it.
Okay, good.
All right. Wait a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What do you want my motion to be? Just move to
Yeah,
approve?
go ahead. Yeah, motion to approve. You might want to mention, do you have the list of the 3 different things that are involved? The 3 different bonds?
No. Somebody
Okay.
have it quickly?
Yeah, let's see if I can find it in my email. Hold on. Real quick here.
It's not here in the packet, so.
Yeah, I have it in my email, so let me just get it here quickly. Maybe I can get it. I can't get it quickly, but it's here. I know that. All right, here we go. Search your face. Mail. I'm looking for it. Hold on.
Right,
Sorry.
This is
Huh?
for the taxable ban for the Tremont nail remediation project.
Yeah.
Correct.
The school.
590.
The sorry.
School project.
Yeah, the 13.3 million for the elementary school, 10 million's already been permitted. And what's the third one? Read. Received 5 bids.
Yeah, we got.
What's the third one?
All right, so you just did the 590,000, right, for Tremont Nail?
Yep.
Right.
You did 13,300,000 for the elementary school,
Yep.
640,000 for the Deacon School,
That's the one, the Deacon School.
and 255,000 for the onset pier dock replacement, and 710,000 for the Tremont Nail remediation project.
That's
Right.
it. Correct.
That's it.
So there's a number of them.
Yeah. It was, it's catching up on all this stuff, and because the rates were so good,
Oh,
It
not a
was-
problem.
it was just awesome rates. You know, now that we're AA plus there, we plus or whatever, we get the best rates, and it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
How little we're paying for money is crazy.
Very fortunate timing, too.
Yeah, everything's great. It worked out perfect for us. That's all I know. they've got a bunch of the money now bonded on the school, which is great, you know? All right, so, so we have a motion by Mary, seconded by Alan. Any more discussion? Roll call, Alan.
Wait a second.
Go ahead, Jim,
I
I'm
would
sorry.
just like to know, do the bonds have to be for the amount that we approved at town meeting?
Yes, they're part of the approval at town meeting, yes. They don't have to be for the entire amount. Sometimes we bond a little at a time, but it's the general approval was at town meeting. Yes, that's correct.
But, so they can't be over?
They
No.
cannot be over, Jim.
They cannot go over.
I thought the one for the pier was approved for $250,000.
I don't remember, Jim, but they cannot go over. They can't spend any money over and above.
And so I don't know. Well, I looked it up and it said 250, but it may have been amended on the floor. I'm not
Okay.
trying to put a wrench in the gear here. I wanted to ask the question, and
That's a good question.
as long as they're under, you're fine. And so I don't want to jam it up either if we need to do
Okay.
it. So
All right. Well, I can find out for you, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty good
I'll
over
look
there
it up.
about that. So
Yeah.
he's been here a long time and he's
Oh,
pretty
John?
good at it. John Foster, yeah, been terrific for us. So
yes.
all right. So roll call: Alan,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Patrick. Yes. All right. So we need to get to the clerk's office. Mary, you especially have to go because you have to sign as clerk. Okay.
Be there in the morning.
Thank you. All right, so let's move back to the agenda here.
Can I just address the past discussion?
You
So,
may,
say if it was for 250, not 255,
yeah.
would we approve it for 250 and make the other 5,000 conditional on just however we'd have to do it to pay it?
Well,
After- Meeting, right?
all I know is that you cannot bond any money that wasn't approved at town meeting. It's just it's the way it is. Council can answer this question.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. You're correct that town meeting sets the upside limit of the amount of the borrowing, and that you can borrow in any increments that collectively add up to the total amount of the debt authorization approved by town meeting. So the question now is, what would happen if you accidentally voted to approve more than that which was approved by town meeting? What would happen is that a certified copy of your vote is prepared and sent to bond counsel for review, along with certified copies of the town meeting vote. If there was a discrepancy between the amount that you approved and the amount borrowed at town meeting, and the discrepancy resulted in borrowing more than that which was authorized, bond counsel would simply fold all the paperwork up, put it in an envelope and return it to you and ask that you correct your vote and vote it again. So there's no real chance that you would actually incur debt beyond that which was authorized. Bond counsel would stop that from happening.
Great, thank you.
All right. Okay, great. All right, thank you, counsel, for that. That's great. All right, so D&E, we're gonna go by because we don't have any. Derek's not here, and we don't have anything for them right now. And there's no business, no 24-hour business that I know of.
Hey, real quick on D&E, that was the votes on the meetings.
Yes, on the town meeting. Yeah.
Have we posted in a paper of local publication our special town meeting warrant yet?
I think it has been posted. Yeah.
The special has?
You mean the change in the warrant? Is that what you're talking about?
the warrant itself.
The
not-
warrant has been posted in the paper, yeah, originally.
Yeah, the special town meeting warrant got posted, geez, I want to say like the end of March.
Yeah, sometime
in its
around the end of March.
entirety?
As
But
its
just
entirety,
notice
yeah.
of the warrant.
Yes, all 17 articles, yeah.
Okay, good then.
Okay? All
Yeah.
right. All right, so we're gonna go buy that
Yeah, there
stuff
was,
and,
just so Jim knows, there was a question about that from someone earlier today, and I tracked it down. And it was the 17 article version of the warrant that was eventually
Yes.
posted.
well, that's the way we would have done it, yeah.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have changed it for this, even though we're only handling some at this town meeting, so. Town administrator, because technically speaking, the articles that are there on this thing, even though we're not gonna handle them because that's what we've decided to do, they're still on the warrant. They're not coming off the warrant. It's just we're only taking certain ones. Okay, town administrators report, we're not gonna have, so let's go to liaison appointments and let's talk, reports rather, and talk to, Mr. Slade.
Good evening. I'll do this very quickly. The meeting we had this morning, the lieutenant governor, et cetera, basically talked about different areas opening up. I think the only thing of real importance to us right now is that on June 8th, actually June 6th, but June 8th, they're going to allow restaurants to open for outdoor dining, but they're going to have to meet certain rules and regulations. I think the Board of Health also has to sign off. Basically, people putting up tents and will be able to set up as long as they meet all the rules. Approximately by close to the end of phase 2, which is probably 2 weeks later, they've discussed the actual opening up of dining in the restaurants themselves. They've dropped the capacity rule. And what they've decided to do is tables have to be set up 6 feet apart from each other, no more than 6 people per table. And that's how they're going to do it rather than capacity. There'll also be, as far as camps and summer school stuff, the rules are coming up in the next couple of days for that, with again, social distancing and separations, which is kind of difficult for kids, but I guess they have to come up with it. All these particular units have to come up with a plan. Plan has to be submitted, and the Board of Health is signing off on a lot of these. So just let everybody know those are coming right down the line now. Childcare, I said, is included as well. And I think everything else is available on the COVID-19 state website. Things get updated and changed daily. Anybody in the public wants to look at what's happening in phase 2, phase 3, or phase 4, it's all up on the website constantly. Thank you.
I'm so glad that they've sort of stepped up to the plate with these guys, with these restaurants, because I'll tell you, they're not going to be around, a lot of them, as a result of this thing. And the longer it waited, the worse it's going to be. So now they're going to be able to, at least in phase 2, they'll be able to start with that outdoor seating, which is going to be great. And then I guess they're going to move into later in phase 2 into indoor seating. So that's going to be a godsend for those people. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, we lobbied really hard for that because we really feel that the restaurants were going to fail unless we get this moving quickly.
I already know of some that have already are done. So
We all do.
okay, Jim, anything? I know
Liaison-
it's kind of hard because of all the stuff going on,
No, we had a CMW meeting. It was last week, I guess. I'm just going to call all bunch together. And we elected some new offices. The chair stayed the same. We split the treasurer secretary into treasurer and then secretary. The secretary was the treasurer secretary, stayed the secretary, and we appointed John Carter from Carver as a treasurer. He has a background in finance. General discussion, moving forward, also talking trash. Derek, Mike Scipione, Dave Menard remotely, and myself, 3 of us met and did a working meeting, all 4 of us. But so we're moving forward on that, and Mike provided some numbers and breakdowns of proposed costs. Again, just draft. We'll be meeting again next week, and we'll be talking with Carver to find out what their interests are in order to solidify and come up with a better estimate of what income we would be having coming in if we ran a transfer station. Different options, transfer station versus preferred hauler, and then or also curbside pickup. Not just with preferred hauler, but curbside pickup for the entire town with a single vendor. Those are the options we're looking at. So we're making some progress on that. Also, related to the constable things, I had sent some stuff out, and we're working on that. I went over it again today. I spoke with Doreen the other day. Unfortunately, one of our staff is out, but we're making some progress, and I think it will be for the better. And I guess that's about, we have a Affordable Housing Trust meeting on the 9th at 9 a.m. That'll be posted. And guess that would be close to about it. Derek did mention something about, I don't know if he spoke with you, Patrick. If necessary, we could hold a meeting, a remote meeting Friday to discuss articles and finance things.
Well,
We give you enough time to post if you did it tomorrow. So you might want to touch base with him on that. I'm just passing it along because he mentioned that earlier this afternoon after our meeting that we had.
well, I'll talk to him about it. Typically, we do it the night of town meeting, but we'll see. If he needs an extra day in there, we can stick that in there. So I don't
just
see a
passed
problem with
it along, and that's all I could
no,
do.
that's good. I'll ask him about it. All right. Anybody else? Let's see, Peter.
No, the redevelopment authority had its first meeting in about a month and a half or so, moving forward with things even in the face of the virus. So hope to have some more information soon.
Mary, you're all set?
I'm all set.
All right. So that brings us down to, guess what? Richard Bowen, he wants to get paid.
Yes, I move that we pay Richard Bowen
Second.
$15,650 and no 1 cent.
At this time.
Not this
No.
time. Right.
It's a senseless month.
We owe him a penny next time then.
There we go.
Motion made by Mary, seconded by Peter. Roll call. Alan,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Patrick, yes. All right, that's it. That only leaves us one thing left. There's a vigil tonight over at the track there. I don't know, but I guess Mary, what's her name? Barbara Sullivan, was involved in setting it up.
7.
Excuse me? It's at 7, right?
7, yep.
7 to
So I don't-
7:30 supposedly.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see if anybody wants to go over there. It's going to be happening. So, all right. We have one thing left to do, Alan.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by
Second.
Alan, seconded by Peter. All in favor? Let's see.
No
Alan.
roll call.
I
Yes.
know. Alan.
Yes.
Jim.
Yes.
Peter.
Yes.
Mary.
Yes.
Patrick. I got you fooled on that one, though, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You were a curveball. It was a
Hey, I
screwball.
did. A little curveball on that one.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Wareham.
Take care.
Night.
Good
Good
night.
night, everybody.